as well. All right, so we're going to go through some of the headlines this week, and let's start. Charity begins at home, right? And of course, the
right
news.
Here.
Yes, Charity's right. Charity's right here. All right, so we're going to talk about what's happening in Ibadan, and people this week have talked about how we haven't heard about clashes like this in a long time. They've asked Governor Seyi Makinde to go to the past administration and seek their blueprint on how they're able to keep the peace for such a long time. Well, Governor Seyi Makinde came out today, and talked about how those behind the clash in Ibadan will be brought to book. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, had on Thursday visited the scene of a clash that happened in the Iwo Road area of Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. The clash was between some drivers who are members of Park Management System and some telephone sellers, led to the death of 2 persons. Expressing regret at the loss of lives as a result of the clash, Makinde tweeted that those involved will be brought to book, adding that he has ordered an investigation into the incident. He said, "I visited the scene of the Iwo Road incident, and the loss of lives during the mayhem that occurred is unfortunate and should never have happened. I give you my word that we will ensure that everyone involved in the dastardly act is brought to book." I know that you on the rendezvous yesterday, you thoroughly examined.
It was an issue for us, and the reason is that we need to think clearly about security, and maybe this morning too we should a bit look at it and dwell on it. Security is the primary purpose of government. Absolutely. So when government fails in security, it's more like it will overshadow every other thing that you can think about. Whether you want to talk about FDI, you want to talk about economy, you want to talk about IGR, you want to talk about living peacefully in the society, it will affect everything. So the government of Oyo State will need to sit down and rethink this internal security. It's very important. It is not just about Iwo Road. It's about different places. I was reading somebody who sent a text to Edmond Obilo about Agbo.
Really?
That people are being terrorized every day. The gunshots, people being, burglars, armed robbers, terrorizing people at Agbo, around that Giwa area. So, and it's not just about that Igogon. It's not about Agbo, it's Agugu, it's Oje. It's different parts of the state where security is not top notch, where people get terrorized in their own homes, where you don't have peace of mind. So the governor will need to sit down in whatever form he knows and his people to think about neighborhood watch. You think about Amotekun being more effective and efficient, and think about how the people will also be involved in community, policing. It's important that we sit down and look at it.
Yesterday during the newspaper headlines, we're talking about this, and then I asked the callers before they started to call in what they thought or how well they think the governor has performed as far as security is concerned. A lot of them gave him a very low mark, and it was obvious that people were not happy with the way the security is turning out to be in the state. But some other people called to attention the fact that the police has a role also to play in this. Unfair to just put the whole blame on the governor when the police, who are supposed to make sure cases or situations like this do not escalate, are missing in action. And having said that, I think not to be holding buck or passing the buck or trying to hold forth for the state governor. Internal insecurity is not something that's just in Oyo State alone. Other states are experiencing it. I mean, Lagos of recent has seen an increased number of different forms of crimes, from robbery in traffic in the daylight. It used to be at night, when people are going home. But now you hear 9 a.m. robberies. They come, they smash your windows. 12 noon, So I think this is a problem that not just Oyo State is having, but other states are also. Okay. So it would be a good time for the governor, to be a little more creative in thinking, and find a way to. Ours is not as bad as Lagos, thankfully, and the people here are not as rowdy. So I should think that it would be a lot easier, to stem this in the bud.
When I said, I agree with you absolutely, but I do not like the fact that we would think that because it's happening in Lagos,
it's okay for it to happen here.
It's not okay for it to happen here, or happen in Meduguri, or happen in Kaura and Namoda. security is very important. People should feel safe, and they should feel so that they are safe. There was something that somebody pointed out, and I also looked at the video of when the mayhem started in Iwo Road, and somebody was doing a video. There were 3 vehicles, patrol vehicles, one for Motekun, 2 for, I think, for police or something, in the heart of that place. What happened to the police there? Did they run away? 2 is response time. When a part of the city becomes, volatile, how long does it take for us to respond to people there? That's another thing to think about. I mean, how many kilometers is a police formation or a police, a police station, or a responder?
Right.
How many kilometers are they from Iwo Road? Right.
And I think it's also a bad time for this kind of things to happen, because we also know that underground we're hearing about maybe the police not being happy with the governor. We've also heard, it was yesterday someone was talking about how the police stations that were raised during the NSAS period, nothing has been done. They're still there.
Yes.
So I'm sure the police sort of
exactly.
unhappy.
I was going to point to that. We know what happened around that Iwo Road during NSAS. So there's going to be a natural hesitation. They wouldn't want to be seen putting their lives at risk, remembering how brutally, some of them were murdered.
In an informal discussion yesterday, I said this to someone, and I said, my conclusion was, look, what have we done as a state to make the police feel good about what they do here? It's just about morale, and it has to be high. If it's not high, there is an issue there. Now, when somebody tells me that we should not blame the governor, so who should we face? Buhari? Or who? Whoever is in government, the buck stops on their table. However they want to handle it. The point is, we must feel safe as citizens of the state. I mustn't be driving and be looking at my back, or driving and have a cutlass in my machete.
What about the people and their penchant for wanting to be violent? When there is a disagreement, something that most probably would be resolved if, you just amicably talk about it. People just want to, just be angry and destroy. I saw the things that were destroyed. I saw, they didn't have to go that
I think that's something that if there's no structure or control in place, I think anywhere people would just
take advantage.
So a lot of people have said, like I said earlier, what was it? Because I remember that during the start of the past administration's time, we also had this, but they were able to put certain things in place. People have also accused the governor of having a romance with NURT, and stuff like that, which is allowing them have free will to do all sorts of things. So is it too simplistic? Because Ajimobi's time was what? 8, 9, 10 years. 10 years. 10 years now. So, and then across the world, things have changed. Security is heightened across the world. So you cannot say, just because the past administration was able to do certain things are different. But what would you say that it can learn from the past administration?
Okay, let's not be political. We'll go at that now. But let's not be political about it. The prism should not be. The perspective should not be political. The perspective should be that what can we do to make us safe? The point is, has he managed this issue of NURTW, prescribed one, PMS, has he managed it very well? He has actually yesterday said he's going to review the structure of the PMS. In other words, it means that there's something to be tweaked there. And so, then also, what should the government do? Government has the height of, force in his hand. No non-state actor should feel more powerful than the state.
Yes.
So there must be something to be done about it. We have, like Charity said, we have to be creative about being safe, and security is paramount. I had no other way to describe it.
Absolutely. We cannot afford to live in a place where we're sleeping with one eye open. People must be able to go around, and perform their duties without, resorting to violence or being caught in any violent act. We're going to take a short commercial break. It is still where you're still hanging out with your favorite breakfast show hosts, and when we come back, we're looking at more stories that made headlines this week, so please stay tuned.
Oda, ìyáàfin, àwọn àmì wo la ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ gan-an? Ṣé ó máa ń pẹ́ lórí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀pẹ ni?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, dókítà.
Ó dẹ̀ tún máa ń pẹ́ lórí ayélujára.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ó máa ń pẹ́ gan-an ni dókítà.
Ó yé mi. Dátà rẹ̀ ò dẹ̀ kí n tán àbí?
Dókítà, kókó ojú ọ̀rọ̀ náà ni pé tí kò bá sí lórí ìpè, a máa wo eré, ká máa rẹ́rìn-ín débi pé ẹ máa gbọ́ ní máìlì 8.
Ìyáàfin, ọkọ yín ti kó Glow bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ fever.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o ẹ̀yin náà kó Glow bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ fever tẹ́ bá forúkọ sílẹ̀ tẹ́ sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lo síìmù Glow tuntun yín ẹ gbà àfikún $106 lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ yóò fẹ́ tó àfikún $100 kan lórí gbogbo ètò data yín kẹ́ ẹ lè wà lórí ayélujára kẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ ẹ sì dọ́wẹ́kẹ̀ dìgbà tó bá wù yí àwọn alábàáṣòwò wa tuntun àti tó ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ yóò jí àfikún $7 ní gbogbo ìgbà tí wọ́n bá ra káàdì ẹ kàn sí Glow World tó bá súnmọ́ yín jù tàbáwọn alágbàtà wa láti ṣèforúkọsílẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ sì máa lo síìmù yín lọ.
Glow Unlimited.
Adikọ. Àti ẹ̀wọ̀lẹ̀ sí ibà ẹ̀dìkọ̀ pé náà lù.
Èè kọ́ńdọ́tọ̀ tí kò yìí le jù o, ó yẹ kó lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn.
Tí n bá lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn pẹ̀lú ikọ́ lásìkò yìí pẹ́rẹ́, wọ́n máa rò pé mo ní COVID-19 ni.
Rárá wọn ò ní sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn dókítà ní àfihàn ikọ́ yàtọ̀ sí àìsàn kan sí kejì. Ikọ́ mi ìgbẹ́, ìmí ìtutù bíi tiẹ̀ yìí.
Mo ti sọ fún kọ̀ǹdọ́tọ̀ mi. Ikọ́ ẹ̀ tó kọ̀ tí ò kásẹ̀ lẹ́yìn. Ó lè jẹ́ kọ́ ife.
Kọ̀ǹdọ́tọ̀ yẹ̀ wò kó lè mọ̀ dájú nítorí pé ẹni tí kò bá lọ kò lè mọ̀.
Ẹ yẹ ikọ́ yẹn wò fún ikọ́ ife.
Ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n ká mọ ohun tí ń ṣe.
Tí o bá ní ikọ́ tó ti lo ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì láì kásẹ̀ nílẹ̀, ó lè jẹ́ ikọ́ ife o. Ọ̀fẹ́ láyẹ̀wò àti ìtọ́jú ikọ́ ife. Fún àlàyé ibi tí o ti lè ṣe àyẹ̀wò ikọ́ ife, pè nọ́mbà kan sí orílẹ̀ fún ìtọ́jú ikọ́ ife ní 3340. Ìkéde ìwá látọ̀dọ̀ ilé-iṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó ń mójútó ètò ìlera pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn àwọn ará ìlú Amẹ́ríkà.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you could share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this,
Yes, now. The hypo toilet cleaner that they use to clean and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with hypo toilet cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and germ free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only. Madam, now 2 years landlord one collect.
We go pay for 6 years,
Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting me cause all the shine. Lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Mountain Guinness, bustling with so much greatness. Mountain Guinness, enjoy a world of
Don't worry, Ma. He'll be home on time, just like his dad.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ma. I'm cooking their favorite jollof with Sonia tomato mix. They are here.
Hey, is the jollof ready?
See? Right on time.
Your loved ones will always rush home for tasty meals prepared with Sonia tomato mix.
Mommy, the jollof is yummy.
I wouldn't miss this jollof for anything.
It's so good eating together with a family.
Yes, Ma. All thanks to Sonia.
Sonia tomato mix brings you together. Proudly Nigerian.
This is not a hotspot. It's not a thoughtless, trash-talking, savage streets. No. This is a zone for those with the true Naija spirit, who refuse to be confined by archaic laws, those who are not accustomed to the norm, who believe there's always a better way to do things. A hub for those who stand behind what they believe in, who make the most of the present to create the future they desire. This is Tribe Niger. For those who see it different and want to do it different.
To join the conversation, download the Tribe Niger app today.
Good night, Susan.
Oh, good night, sir.
Hi. You need it when? Okay, we'll get it done. Guys, we can't leave. We've got to finish the client's order tonight. Tonight?
This time?
How about some top tea to cheer us up? Tea.
Top tea.
Only one bag of Top Tea makes 2 strong cups. So taste to know more flavor, enjoyment, friendship, and upliftment.
Wow, this is gorgeous.
Taste to know. Top Tea.
You always say never turn your back on family.
The long wait is almost over. The Fast and Furious family is coming to Viva Cinemas this June.
Y'all ever thought about the wild missions we've been on? We've taken out planes, trains, tanks.
Come watch Fast and Furious 9 at Viva Cinemas, Palm Shopping Mall, Ring Road, Ibadan, as it premieres on Saturday, the 19th of June. Experience the 9th installment of the action-packed blockbuster on our 4K resolution screens alongside your favorite celebrities.
We got cars flying in the air.
Ticket price is 3,000 naira with complimentary popcorn and drink.
Brother against brother. This should be interesting.
Don't miss out on the premiere of Fast and Furious 9 at Viva Cinemas, Palm Shopping Mall, Ring Road, Ibadan. There are lots of prizes to be won. Red carpet starts at 5 p.m. For inquiries, call 070-61-867-374.
Here, Papa Obi. Now, what in they shake you again like a leaf? Chai! Sweater and handkerchief never come off from your hands since I married you.
Na code and kata again, oh.
I don't tell you, say make you take Procode, but in the form of big man.
Why Procode, my dear?
Make no wakame sorodo. Procode get paracetamol and phenylephrine for effective relief from cold and catarrh within 20 minutes.
Mama Obi, I dey kampe now.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited distributor. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Procode, na better medicine.
Take Procode. Take Procode.
Say you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber Energy Drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah? Now you can do more because Amber Energy Drink there for you. Amber Energy Drink there for you. No need to go too far. You can find it where you are because Amber Energy Drink there for you. Amber Energy Drink there for you. Yeah, yeah. Amber there for you. Yeah, yeah. Amber there for you.
Amber Energy Drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
Not a new level. Where sample your ticket from Baskin to pay. Yesterday's gone today. Keep me a lucky day. For Baskin go pay. Baskin go. You are royal, you pay. Oh, you come make me bet. We Baskin go pay. Go check these cars out today. Keep me a lucky day.
Playground for kings.
On Splash 105.5 FM, it's still your breakfast gang, like Ronke will say.
Yeah.
All right, so there's this story on the front page of The Guardian that is of interest. Nigeria ranks 146th on Global Peace Index, 8th least peaceful in Africa. And this is still tied to issue of security. The 2021 Global Peace Index has ranked Nigeria 146 among 163 independent nations and territories according to its level of peacefulness. Nigeria moved one step from 147 in 2020, though it's still ranked 8th among the least peaceful countries in Africa after South Sudan, Somalia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Libya, Central African Republic, Sudan, and Mali. Imagine the countries wherein we are situated. I mean, DR Congo, Libya, war-torn Libya, Central African Republic, Sudan, and Mali.
I mean, there have been people who of recent said that even though a lot of people are not agreeing, considering the way insecurity has risen the last couple of months, it's as good as saying the country is at war within itself. So it's not exactly surprising to see us in this. And everybody can attest to how badly we're falling, you know, from how, not like we've ever been very secure, but the insecurity at this time is just worse than it's ever been. So I'm not surprised, but this is just another report by an international organization, you know, that just puts Nigeria, but they were still reeling from that World Bank report, you know, that was released, I think, on Tuesday. They said Nigeria, in Nigeria in 2020, 7 million people fell below, you know, the poverty line, coming just days after the president himself has said that in 2 years they lifted 10.5. You know, so these are just, sometimes it's good for some of these statistics to come from people from without, so that we know, you know, how bad the situation is. Right here.
I mean, and it doesn't stop here, because I remember when Lai Mohammed, she was talking about how the NSAS protesters were demarketing Nigeria. These are the kind of things that demarket Nigeria. I mean, he hasn't even finished yet. And that's the thing. It's easy to, you know, pick on the little people as opposed to doing what needs to be done. Because like I said, it doesn't stop here. This kind of news filters across the world. It stops investors from coming here. It allows
the other time there was a travel
also
advisory,
well.
you know, to, I think, to people who were planning to come to Nigeria, to be careful the states. So these things actually travel far, and I wish government would do something about it rather than tell us how Nigeria is peaceful, even when we can all see.
And I can imagine them coming out and saying, oh, whoever did this report has, because they always come out absolutely, you know, so as opposed to actually taking feedback and doing what needs to be done in order to put Nigeria in good light.
Here's another story. 70 students, 4 teachers of Federal College Benin Yauri kidnapped.
Yes. All females, yes.
All of them. We have not. What is the problem? Every time Nigeria, somebody will go to schools,
abduction,
pick students, and then walk away.
Someone said that under the president's and this president's administration, kidnapping, especially mass abductions, have become a very lucrative business. So someone somewhere is thinking about how to get money, how to the first thing, or probably one of the first things that he think of, is go to a school and kidnap people in large numbers. That would get attention. And I mean, Niger State is saying they're not paying ransom. This one probably will say they're not paying ransom. So it would fall on the parents of these children to start scampering for monies, you know, so that their children are not killed in the hands of kidnappers.
How do you describe this scene? Bandits, who were about 100 in number, were shooting and displayed guns while 2 students got injured and a police officer was killed. How do you describe that? Doesn't that look like a war?
It's shocking that some of the students in some areas still go to school, actually, and even go to, you know, boarding school, that their parents won't allow. Because I think at the end of the day, this is also one of the issues that that's like a fallout of this kidnapping and abduction, because then people don't want to go to school. And if we have more people who are staying off school, we have, we know what kind of problem we have on our hands.
To the vicious circle, you know, insecurity, poverty, unemployment, low standard of education, and then it just continues to breed itself like that, and it's not right.
And to think that the past administration, people felt like they voted out the Goodluck Jonathan administration because at the time was when insecurity was sort of on the. I mean, do you think that no matter who we had voted in, there is more? Some people argue that it's more about the times as opposed to who is in charge, that no matter who will still be grappling with some of these issues.
I'm not interested in speculation. That is hypothetical to say that, okay, even if we had voted in Kingsley Morgan,
Macron,
we'll probably, or if I voted in an Obama, I mean, anybody who has failed in his duty has failed in his duty. That's the bottom line for me. Cardinal Okoji this week said, it seems that Nigeria has become a killing field. As insecurity, that's an 85-year-old man.
Who are seeing different Nigerias at different times.
Seeing different epochs, if you like, or milieu. It seems that Nigeria has become a killing field as insecurity and terror reign from one end to the other, and there seems to be no end in sight at present. It is evident that Nigeria has practically become a failed state. A country fails when it is no longer able to protect its citizens from harm and secure their welfare.
I have this question though. Do you think we're angry enough about this insecurity like we saw during the Jonathan regime? If it was President Jonathan that was in power and things were as bad as they were now, do you think it's this kind of energy that we'll be getting? Because I feel like Nigerians were angrier at Jonathan for the insecurity.
It was the politicians. It was those who were politicians.
So now politicians are no longer angry. I mean, they're taking it in their stride.
These other politicians now seem not to understand how to fight, how to work as opposition. It was, the people that you heard their voices at that time were
mostly the APC members.
Yes, well, these people in government right now. And now today, when you talk about these things, there's a way they have a strategic way of answering you. Tell you how many kilometers of rail have been done, how many kilometers of roads have been done, how many LNG power projects that were inaugurated, how many that the president did yesterday in Borno State.
I still recall.
And it's not to say that they haven't done some of this, but the fact that people cannot sleep,
we should be safe.
I mean, I still recall the way Garbashew sidestepped that question when he was asked on a television interview if Nigerians were safer now than they were in 2014, and he just rambled,
Go to Sudan is not safe. You tell you Afghanistan is not safe. America, schools. Tell you that in UK,
gun violence in America, everybody has security issues,
and so that's what he will tell you.
Okay, let's let you waiting. If you have your thoughts and contributions, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, someone's asking where you can get the vaccine. I think you can go online to their website and get the local government that's near you. I think there's
National Primary Health Care, website. If you go there, you can log on to their website, register. Once you register on that website, you register to a local government that is closest to you. That's the way to go about it.
Absolutely, because you're going to go a second time, so don't go somewhere far away from you that it's going to make it difficult. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, analyst. Good morning, Chacha, Ronke, Giwa, and
Akinola.
God bless you all. See, I'm saying something from the bottom of my heart this
morning. Is this Dr. Mark?
It is Dr. Mark. Insecurity in Nigeria it has gotten to such a crescendo that I have a cousin that's supposed to come here to start up a business. He said, Ekene, I'm not coming. Now, and there are a whole lot of people that I know that they have this money, they want to come back home and invest it. They simply say, look, I am not coming. The government is not saying, they do not seem to know what they should do. If we have the army, we have police, and I have not seen them really bombard the forest where these people are taking all the people they kidnapped to. The only hideout is the forest. Why can't we keep bombarding it? The best form of defense is attack. When these people receive regular attack, regular bombardment, these things will come down. But in the name of politics, we keep saying these people are our children. They are from so tribe, so if we bombard them, it will be this. But the country is receiving a bad name already all over the world. Look at global index. Nigeria, one of the countries without peace. Was this the way this country used to be before? I'm still saying it. Posterity will never forget these people in power who met Nigeria in a particular state, and they are going to leave it in a more terrible state.
Okay, thank you.
The economy.
All right, Dr. Mark.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Mark. We appreciate that.
I mean, you could tell, you could just feel the anguish in his voice as he talked about these things. And it's the same with a lot of Nigerians who are fed up with how things have just kept going from bad to worse, and there's no hope in sight.
Right. Okay, this text here says, good morning, I have not been vaccinated. I asked people who had not been vaccinated why not, and I guess people are responding to that. I'm playing safe as there's a lot of confusion surrounding the vaccine. Okay. All right. But somebody asked a question for those who say, "Oh, I'm playing safe." Sometimes, when you have to travel to certain parts of the world, you have to get some vaccine. People don't have a problem with that one, but why is it that all of a sudden they have a problem with this vaccine? I'm just asking.
Because of our culture, we're not.
But if they're going to Senegal, you have to have this, certain vaccines done. All right. On the abduction of female students from schools, it is high time educational institutions in the north should provide security for their schools and stop endangering the lives of innocent children. Charles from
was killed. A policeman was killed in front of that school that abduction happened yesterday. So that means security was there.
Was it policeman or was it
a policeman?
I don't want to mention the brand.
He read it here now. He read it that police officer was killed.
Okay. I don't know if we will be able to take any more call. I actually have an interesting conversation coming up with Michael Olatubosun.
I'm out here.
Head of school. All right. Well, thank you, Charity. Thank you, Mr. Shewa Akinola, for joining me on the program. Thank you. Unfortunately, we cannot take any more of your telephone calls, but for those who may not know, the Splash Academy is about to, of course, resume. And I have here the head of school. Shall we call you the head of school, Michael Olatubosun? Good morning.
Morning, Ronke. It's the head of training.
The head of training. Actually. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Head of training, Michael Olatubosun, is here to give you details. For those who are still wondering, I have a few questions. Well, he's about to answer those questions for us today. All right. So, how's the reactions and engagements with the news of the academy starting soon? How's that been?
Yes. Okay. So, it looks like the whole city is looking towards us. Yeah. The news, the adverts, the hype, everything, mixed together, and it's just boom like that. So I've been receiving a lot of calls, a lot of inquiries. Okay, how do we enroll? We want to be part of it. Some are saying we're in full-time job. Can we come weekends and all that? And we've been saying, why not? We're open to everybody. Everybody comes as long as you are at least 15 years old.
Wow.
And if you are 97 and you still want to learn,
absolutely. I think so.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So retirees have called me and said they want to be part of it. Otherwise, come now, come.
That would be fun.
It would be fun, to have Baba or Grandma in the class and interact and enjoy.
All right. So when is school starting, and what are we looking forward to when we start school?
Okay, lectures start first week of July, and registration will end by the end of this month. So if you've not registered, please very quickly come along. You can go online, Instagram and Facebook, just find Splash FM Academy, and there's a link there on our website as well. You just fill the form. There's a bank account there. Pay for registration. If you can pay your tuition or for training fee, why not? And just come here with the evidence of payment, and you get your registration pack. We're going to be giving you branded t-shirt, notebooks, as well as NBC code, which is the Bible of the industry.
Exactly. You must have it.
If you don't know what's in the NBC code, you might just run into portals on the microphone.
I totally agree.
So and then we have we're prepared for you. Very powerful lectures that will change your life and also, put you on that pedestal in your career. Tells others that this is somebody who is arriving done.
Absolutely, because when we look at doctors are trained before they can be doctors. Lawyers have to go through some sort of, and oftentimes we see people who get on radio, who haven't been through some sort of training. And I believe that, what are your thoughts on what this will do to the next generation of broadcasters that we'll find on the microphone?
So anybody who is coming into the industry with talent is basically like a raw gold. Gold is usually not really good to look at, no form and all that. So when you come to our academy, for instance, I'm vouching for Splash FM Media Academy. I don't know about others. I know that you're going to be groomed, you're going to be mentored, you're going to be redirected. There's something about having learned some things in the past and having to unlearn them, because you are encountering superior information and knowledge, which is what we are going to dish out to you at Splash FM Academy. Everybody who's going to be teaching has at least 10 years in the industry, and that's big deal, you know, when you talk about experience.
Yes.
And it's going to be 99.9999% practical. It's not, nobody's going to be quoting according to Gamble and Gamble, 1976, or according to Akinola, 1922. We are going to be doing the business, you know, presenting even in class.
Right.
You'll see what it is, and you know that there's big difference between knowing and doing.
Absolutely. So no wasting time. I know some of you are always the lastminute.com sort of people. Class starts first week in July. So how can people reach you? How can people get more information? What's the number to call? And what do they need to do right now for anyone who's convinced and wants to be a part of this?
0805 699 8676. That's the number. 0805 699 8676. Call me. I'll be speaking with you directly, and whatever information you need.
Wow, you get to speak to Michael Olachibosun. Okay, that's a bonus to call in to get inquiries. Wants to get the number?
Yeah, 0805 699 8676. Okay. That's the number.
All right. I hope it's not the ladies that want to just hear Mr. Michael's voice that will start calling.
Yes, everybody's welcome.
Oh, everybody's welcome. Okay. Okay.
You might get converted.
Okay.
You know?
Exactly. You've become a student. From an admirer student. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Olachibosun, for your time here.
Anytime.
Thank you for listening to the program. We've got more for you. Tifuntada is coming up at 9 o'clock and Business Splash at 10. I'm Ronke, Giwa, Onafuwa.
Splash FM 105.5.
What do you need in a safeguard?